Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it is time for this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battles in the free battle in Battle Spot. So if you don't know who I'm bringing in this week, it is Majestic the Mega Altaria, and the rest of the team is assembled in yesterday's team building video that I uploaded. I've got a link down in the description, so feel free to click that. You're going to go to the team builder and check out the movesets, the held items, and the abilities that go with them, and all the strategies that I've put together. Without any further ado, let's get right into these rotation battles right now and see how well we do this week. Our first opponent for the week is from Alaska in the United States. It's Gustavo. Nice to meet you too. Looks like they have, well, legendaries, of course. We see a Ho-Oh, a Reshiram, Lucario, the only non-legendary, a Latios, Groudon, and Rayquaza. So, we do see 4 items being held. Reshiram and Rayquaza do not have an item, so that could be something in our favor. That is most likely going to be a Primal Groudon, of course. Would that be the lead, or would they want to lead the Rayquaza and go Mega Evolution with the Dragon Ascent? I think, whatever the case, it's going to be good to slow some of these down. So I'm going to lead with Shelbert the Squirtle. And we could try to get some defenses up using our Aegislash with Reflect. Although we see a lot of fire type potential. So I don't think we're going to be able to use the Rain Dance with Kabutops. I'm going to bring him anyway just for some super effective damage, unless the Primal Groudon is active, in which case Waterfall is going to fizzle out the moment I try to use it. Now the third Pokemon will be our Altaria, since we do have Earthquake on her this week. Deal with that possible Primal Groudon. And the final Pokemon, since we don't see Kyogre, we don't need to worry about the Grass Knot or Wild Charge strategies from our Snorlax or Clefable. And we don't really see any potential use for the, what was I thinking, the Crunch attack from our Snorlax, Dozer. I think I'm going to bring Fluffy the Clefable for the Grass Knot, just in case they use that Primal Groudon. We can probably get some good damage off, because I'm pretty sure that's a pretty heavy Pokemon as well. So some legendary battle. This isn't legendary, this is actually, I think, when you fight Zinnia. Sounds like it anyway. So some pretty epic battle music at least, as we battle against a Gustavo. They're going to lead off with those Pokemon. Reshiram, Groudon, and Lucario. Ooh, I see they've entered some contests as well. I like that. That shows they put some care into these Pokemon, so this could be a pretty interesting battle. We see all 3 ribbons on my side. We're winning 3-2 so far. Alright, Turbo Blaze means its fire moves are going to be able to land regardless of abilities. Now, as I say, first up, we do want to try to slow things down, so we're going to go for a Rock Tomb. I'm pretty sure Shelbert's Eviolite will ensure he'll survive at least 1 hit. Why are all the names question marks up there? Something's odd about that. I'm going to go Rock Tomb. You see some rotation, and is this... It actually is not Primal Groudon. Interesting. Shelbert does take the hit. Of course, this is going to be a resisted attack, but we'll slow this thing down. Now the question is, does Shelbert outspeed? Regardless of whether or not he outspeeds, I'm actually going to swing around into Kabutops right now to go for the Rain Dance. The only problem would be, well, the Precipice Blaze would bring us to the Focus Sash. If that Lucario has a fighting move, that could bring us to the Focus Sash as well. Pretty sure they can learn Extreme Speed also. I'm trying to plan out my next few moves in advance. But first up, we're going to rotate out. We're going to get the Rain Dance up, since we do not have to worry about the Desolate Land ability. Let's see how this turn goes. So they do bring up the Fighting Lucario. They're probably going Extreme Speed right now. Yep. Thinking they can get a quick, easy knockout on our Squirtle, but not today, sir. Not very effective. So the Rain Dance comes up. Alright, what would they go for now? Probably a fighting move. In which case, I'm going to swing around into our Altaria Majestic, and do I want to Mega Evolve immediately? Let's see what we have to work with. Okay, Mega Evolve now. Immediately, the first move I want to do is the Dragon Dance, though. I think I will just Mega Evolve just for the stat boost. So Mega Evolution and Dragon Dance. Going to speed ourselves up, get some attack boost as well. And we see Precipice Blades? We quite possibly could. Of course, we're going to outspeed this anyway, I'm pretty sure, because of the Rock Tomb speed drop from the past turn. And if we don't outspeed currently, we're going to outspeed after the Dragon Dance. So they might have sent in the Groudon to go for the ground move. They could also have Sunny Day on this, though. Nope, Precipice Blaze, okay. Oh, I forgot. Okay, Mega Evolution. Now I'm not a flying type anymore. That was unfortunate. Would they go for that again? They could just go for an Extreme Speed from Kabutops at this point. I'm going to swing back around into... Extreme Speed from Lucario, I meant to say. I'm going to swing back around into Kabutops. Go for Waterfall. So here comes Lucario. They're probably going to try the Extreme Speed. Which means we won't be able to get a flinch, but I'm pretty sure the Lucario can have... What is it? Steadfast, I think? Whenever it flinches, its speed raises, actually. So it should get some decent damage. This is boosted thanks to the Rain Dance. Now one more of those will drop it. And actually, although the Reshiram would be neutral to the Waterfall, I'm going to go Waterfall once again, because thanks to the Rain Dance, we should outspeed this Lucario barring the Extreme Speed, but you can see that's not doing a lot of damage anyway. Waterfall's the way to go. It's going to Mega Evolve. It could have Bullet Punch. It's going to be neutral, but it does gain a boost. I think it has... Does Lucario get adaptability? I mean, Mega Lucario? I think it might. Regardless, we're going to drop this thing anyhow. Bam! Down goes their Mega. So Kabutops is in a good spot. We have the Waterfall to deal with the Groudon, and Rock Slide can deal with the Reshiram. Of course, now their final Pokemon is the Mega Rayquaza. So here is the question. What do we want to do? I can swing around into Majestic. We might outspeed thanks to that Dragon Dance. I think the safest bet right now... I'm going to actually just use Shelbert to take a hit, but if he can survive the hit, I'm assuming this Rayquaza is going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to spin around into Shelbert and go for a Rock Tomb. Now, I'm predicting they're going to try the Dragon Ascent attack. If they do, they're going to lower their stats, which is not going to happen because they're going for Outrage. Fortunately for us, this locks them into a Dragon-type move, and we have a Fairy-type Mega Altaria on the field right now. So our rain does stop. I can freely swing around into Majestic. I'm pretty sure they can't rotate out once they've chosen their Outrage. Although we have a Fairy type there also. But regardless, we're going to spin around and get a free turn of healing with Majestic's Roost attack. So a good 50% recharge for our HP. Definitely going to hit the spot. And the Outrage utterly fails against our Fairy type. Alright, so what can we do for possible defenses? We don't have Reflect on this team. Would they swing around to the Groudon? That is possible, so I'm going to actually spin around into... I'm thinking going for Fluffy and trying the Grass Knot. I don't know if she's going to take a Precipice Blades, though. But we're going to try that. I'm going to spin around into Fluffy and go Grass Knot. Could try Thunder Waving something, but I imagine the Groudon's going to come up, actually. Nope, actually, here comes the Dragon Ascent now. But we don't see this Mega Evolve either. Alright, so we take that pretty decently. Now the Grass Knot's going to do nothing because it's double resistant to Grass moves. Although the Special Defense did just drop. How much will this actually do? Yeah, I didn't think Rayquaza was very heavy to begin with. The Dragon Ascent is a physical-type move, and our Rock-type Kabutops would resist that. But with the defense drop, I think now might be a good time to spin back into... No, I'm going to go Thunder Wave right now. And paralyze this Rayquaza. Oh, no, we're not going to outspeed and it's going to be able to get the knockout on us. I'm going to go into Kabutops, swing around, and probably the safest bet would be Rock Slide. It'd be super effective against two of these Pokemon. And we can deal with that Groudon another way. I think, yeah, I'm just going to Rock Slide. So the Reshiram comes up. Right, Extra Sensory. This is going to do some decent damage. Our special defense is not as good as our physical. But we survive it, we don't flinch, and we connect with the Rock Slide. And 50% damage on this. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I can swing around into Majestic and get a knockout on this, and maybe the Rayquaza with one of our Dragon Claws. And just afraid of that Precipice Blades coming our way. But without any way to know for sure what's going to happen, we're just going to spin around, go Dragon Claw, and give it our best shot. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. I should say that's what I feared was going to happen. And that's going to get the knockout, I'm sure, based on the damage of the last turn. Yeah, down we go, unfortunately. Alright, so now what's our best play to make? Looks like the Reshiram and the Rayquaza outspeed Groudon. Would they predict that I'd switch? Like, they might think that I have Dazzling Gleam or some other Fairy-type move. The Groudon has been slowed down with the Rock Tomb, I believe, from the earlier turn, too. This could be a good chance to go for a Moonlight. But I think they're going to switch into the Rayquaza once again. So I'm going to spin around into Kabutops. I'm going to put the Rain Dance up, actually. On the off chance we can survive a hit, we can at least start outspeeding everything on the opposing side. Please don't Precipice Blades. You want to go Lava Plume. You know you do. Come on, Groudon. Show us the Lava Plume. Show us the Lava... No! And it connects. I think it has a chance to miss sometimes. But not today. So it looks like we are going to fall to our first opponent this week. Alright, so we're down to just our Clefable. Now, of course, we have just diminished our own recovery with Moonlight. So there's not much reason to go for that. I'm just going to go for a Grass Knot and see if we can get a knockout if this stays active. Double resistant, okay. So how much will this do with the rain? I don't know if the Turbo Blaze ignores rain. I don't think it does, because it probably wouldn't have, it would have knocked us out if it wasn't affected. So at this point, there's really nothing to do but just call it a game, give my opponent the win. They actually played really well, which I'm happy to see. I want to see challenges in these rotation battles, and this was definitely a challenge. Good game to Gustav, what's it? Gustavo. Even better game. Our opponent has been located. Macho Male Peludo from California, United States. Alright, Macho Man, what do you got? You've only got 5 Pokemon. So definitely not the most competitive battle that there could possibly be. I'm imagining we're going to see a Primal Kyogre, in which case Kabutops wouldn't be bad to bring because he's going to gain a boost from the rain that comes from the Primordial Sea. Now there's probably a Mega Sceptile also because it's got an item. Magmortar could be a problem, it's got the item held as well, we don't know what it is, but it's going to be weakened thanks to the Primordial Sea. Now of course the Primordial Sea only stays active while the Kyogre is active. So we got to keep that in mind. I think probably one of our best bets, we're going to lead... I'm going to lead Kabutops as one of the first 3, because he will gain a boost from the Primordial Sea. Now, I want to bring either Fluffy for Grass Knot or Dozer for Wild Charge. I'm going to bring Dozer, actually. She would really only be effective against the Kyogre. In fact, in that case, should I bring someone else? Actually, I'm going to bring Dozer and Fluffy as the other 2 initial leads, and I'm going to bring our Mega Altaria as our 4th Pokemon. Alright, let's get this battle underway. Let's see what Mr. Macho has in store. And of course, although he only has the 5 Pokemon on the team, they are all level 50, and there are some held items, so this could be a decent challenge, especially since there are some legendaries, of course. Magnezone leads with Sceptile and Kyogre in reserve. And look at the ribbon shine. Okay, so we see a Steel Electric type. These are all going to be special-based attackers, I believe, so I don't think I have to fear a Flash Cannon. I probably will, now that I've said that, but I'm going to swing around into Fluffy to go for the Light Screen. Put up some special defense for our side. Magnet Rise, okay, so it's going to be immune to ground-type attacks. Now we're going to get our Light Screen special defensive boost. So there is a possible Thunder, Electric type or Steel type move coming our way. The only Pokemon that can be assured of surviving either of those would be our Snorlax. In which case, I'm going to swing around into Dozer and use her crunch attack on whatever is up here. Kyogre. Now, I could have went Wild Charge, but I didn't want to do that while the... Oh, we actually avoid the Origin Pulse, which is nice. As I was saying, I didn't want to go Wild Charge with that Magnezone active. The other thing is, too, if I try the Origin... I wouldn't say Origin Pulse. If I try the Wild Charge and that Sceptile comes up and Mega Evolves, it's going to gain a Lightning Rod boost from that electric move. So we got some little damage off with the Crunch. I could go back into Fluffy and go Grass Knot. I don't know if I want to reveal that yet. Now, of course, we didn't see this Kyogre Primal Revert either, so that's something to keep in mind. So it went for Origin Pulse. We know Kabutops will survive that, but I don't want to swing around to him to put the Rain Dance up and gain speed if it's going to power that attack up. The best bet, I'm actually going to go swinging back into Fluffy and go Grass Knot right now. Yes. Locking it in. So it's not going to do much to this, especially if it Mega Evolves. There it goes, Mega Evolution. But we are Fairy type, and now this is a Dragon type. It's going to go for a Dragon move against us. Our light screen is up, so if I go for a special move, we're going to survive that pretty decent. Frenzy Plant, I think, is physical? No, it's probably special. So, Frenzy Plant is like the Grass-type Hyper Beam attack, meaning we now have a free turn to do whatever we want to do. What I want to do, swing around into Kabutops and go for an X-Scissor, since he doesn't have anything to fear from a Grass-type attack. That is the move to make. Let's get off some decent damage on this thing. Of course, because they have to recharge, they don't get to switch out, or rotate out. We almost get the knockout with that. Quite happy with that. At this point, the best thing to do is swing around into Dozer once more, go for a Crunch. It's going to knock this thing out, or at least get some damage off on whatever else they swing around, which is the Kyogre. Origin Pulse hits this time. We do have our light screen up, though. And that hardly did anything. That did as much as our Crunch did in the last turn. We get the defense drop, which is also nice. Now we lose the light screen. They might think I want to swing around and put the light screen back up, in which case they could bring in the Magnezone. So what can we do to sort of capitalize on that possibility? I think at this point I'm swinging around into Kabutops. As I say, we don't need to worry about the a Grass type attack knocking up Kabutops, and if we can drop this Kyogre, we don't need to worry about the Rain Dance boosting its Water type attack Origin Pulse. So I'm just going to go Rain Dance with Kabutops to get his speed up to outspeed all the opponents. Magnezone comes up. Now if they went Thunder Wave, this could backfire on me. They have the Magnet Rise active on this. Electro Ball. I wonder how much this will do. Yeah, because it's like Electro Ball does more damage based on how faster the user is compared to the target. And thanks to the Rain Dance, we just sped up quite a bit. So I think Waterfall might be the best thing to go for. It's going to get some good damage off of Magnezone. If Sceptile comes up, I think we outspeed with the Rain Dance. We're going to be able to knock it out with Waterfall. The only problem is if the Kyogre comes up. In fact, I'm actually going to pause on that a little bit. I'm going to swing back into Fluffy and put another light screen up. I fear the Origin Pulse. Electro Ball. And this might do a little bit more. It's not super effective, but Fluffy is slower. Alright, so we're about at half HP. Once the rain goes away, we can use Moonlight to heal back up again. Our light screen is active, and Leftovers heals a little bit. And would they continue going for the Electro Ball? I don't know, they might want to swing around. Well, with the light screen up, I'm pretty sure Kabutops will survive another Electro Ball, so I'm going to swing into him and go Waterfall for neutral damage on the Magnezone. It'll knock out the Sceptile. Won't get the knockout on Kyogre, but it will be pretty powerful at least. Since he's already taken a hit, the Focus Sash has been broken, so we can't rely on that to keep him in battle. Critical hit, that was very good. Electro Ball is going to do about 25%. Yeah, so we hung in there. So, I think now, at this point, we might be able to get a knockout with... I don't know, I'm trying to think. I can go for Wild Charge from Dozer. Nah, if Sceptile comes up, we're going to boost it. I think probably the best bet, I believe Fluffy can get the knockout with a Grass Knot. So we're going to swing into her and Grass Knot it up. Another Electro Ball, so we should be able to take that. About, another 25% done to us. Not even, that was like 2%. Does this get the knockout? Almost, it hung in there. I was wondering if it was going to be holding an item or not. But at this point, I believe an X-Scissor is probably the best way to go. No, I'm going to risk the, I think, 10% chance of missing. I'm going to swing into Kabutops and go Rock Slide. It's going to knock out either Magnezone or Sceptile and possibly get a knockout on Kyogre. If not, we could get the flinch. And we do connect. So then goes this Electro-Balling Magnezone, leaving my opponent down to just 3 Pokemon left on their side. We haven't even sent our Mega into the battle just yet. So the rain did just stop. We no longer outspeed. And Magmortar is the way to go. So how are we going to deal with this one? I can't freely go and bring Fluffy in for the Thunder Wave yet because that Lightning Rod Sceptile is still out there. I think Dozer is going to come up now. We're just going to crunch. See if we can get a defense drop on this Magmortar. I know they're pretty slow from what I remember. The Fire Blast will hurt. Nowhere near as much as I thought it was going to, though. We're going to crunch this up. Light Scream. Oh, that's why it didn't do so much. Okay. That I'm okay with. Now I'm going to spin into Fluffy. I want to get the Light Screen up, but I think I want to heal first. I'm going to go for Moonlight, now that the rain isn't active. And Psychic, but we can easily handle that. It's not stab at all. We're going to be able to heal up nicely. And after this, we're going to keep Fluffy active and go for a Light Screen, boosting our special defense. I'm trying to think, what have we seen that Sceptile use so far? Frenzy Plant, and that was it so far, I believe. I'm trying to think what kind of offensive moves they have, physical or special. And it looks like special for the most part, so Light Screen is the way to go. Okay, so we shrug that off easily. As I say, I don't want to go with the Thunder Wave yet, because the moment I try, I know that Sceptile is going to come up and take it and boost its special attack. Kabutops is almost down as it is, so he's not going to probably survive a hit. I'd like to get him in there to go for a Waterfall attack. In fact, I'm just going to try that. I'm going to bring him in, go Waterfall. I don't want to put the Rain Dance up just in case we have a chance to heal with Fluffy later on. So I'm going to swing him in, go for the Waterfall. And we should get a lot of damage, if not the KO. We got the KO, but we did get burned. Well, he's done a lot of work so far, so it's alright if Kabutops doesn't make it to the rest of this match. So we have the other 2 Pokemon on the field, my Snorlax and Clefable. Both are prepared to take this Kyogre down. The question is, do I want to go with the Wild Charge or the Grass Knot? I think probably Grass Knot is a safer way to go, because I don't want to boost that Sceptile's attack. So I'm going to spin into Fluffy, throw a Grass Knot their way. So they stay active. Origin Pulse is going to be partially blocked by the Light Screen. We didn't put the Rain Dance up, which is good. How much does the Grass Knot do? Almost enough for a KO. So both opposing Pokemon are pretty low. None of our Pokemon are going to outspeed, I don't believe. I'm going to spin into Kabutops, essentially to let him take a hit if necessary. I'm going to go X-Scissor. So Origin Pulse does connect. We're going to lose the Kabutops, but we do fortunately have a nice Altaria waiting in reserve, which hasn't even seen battle yet. She's at full energy. I'm going to bring her in right now. First step, we're going to Mega Evolve and Dragon Dance right away. If this Kyogre has an Ice move, at least we're not going to be double weak to it once we go into our part Fairy type. And if this Sceptile goes for a Dragon move, we're going to be immune to it as Fairy type. Alright, Mega Altaria, Majestic on the field. I should say above the field. Alright, goes Origin Pulse. We will resist it thanks to being Dragon type. And as we saw, they outsped the first turn, but with one Dragon Dance up, I think we're in a pretty good position to outspeed on the next turn. And I think at this point, I'm just going to take a couple of Dragon Claws to finish things up. So our light screen just wore off. I don't think we need to worry about that. I'm just going to go straight up with the Dragon Claw, going for some KOs. Alright, down goes the Kyogre, I'm sure. Can't even see it get knocked out, all those clouds in the way. The legendary Sea Basin Pokemon is down. Now, I could be really mean and go with the Fairy type Giga Impact. In fact, I just realized I didn't put Giga Impact on here. I must not have saved after I put it on, so we're just going to go with the Dragon Claw and get the KO. And after this match, I'm going to save and go offline and put Giga Impact on here. So we see Frenzy Plant, we will resist, of course. Even if it did get the knockout, which it tried to do, it would have to spend a turn recharging, and either of my other Pokemon would have knocked it out. So regardless, we get the KO, we win this match in the rotation battles. Congratulations to my team, and well played, Macho Peludo. So that will end off this week's rotation battle video. We get victorious green glows for Majestic, Kabutops, Dozer, and Fluffy, and unfortunately we do get the red glow of defeat for Shelbert. Now I did go offline and replace Majestic's Roost for Giga Impact to go for one more battle, but it wasn't really the most competitive match ever. Some of the Pokemon were underleveled, and there was only a few held items on the opposing side. And even though my team did win, the match would have made this video a little too long to sit through, and besides, the Giga Impact really didn't have, well, much of an impact on the outcome anyway. So, feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know what you thought of these matches today, and any suggestions you might have for improvements for my Pokemon's movesets, or the strategies that you might have. Also, if you see any Pokemon in this group shot that you'd like to see me use for next week's team, leave your requests in a comment down below as well, and I'll see what I can do about assembling a team using those Pokemon. With that, we're going to now end off this video. Thank you for checking out the battle today, folks, and I'll catch you next time.